This is Alex Bennett, back from a week off, doing the Ramble till midnight tonight. This is the next ep of Lori and Alex. Lori Thompson, ladies and gentlemen, she was my former newswoman when I was doing radio in San Francisco, or as I like to think of it, when I used to be a big shot.
Yeah, I was your news broad.
Yeah.
Your banter gal.
Yeah, and she we just sit here and we just banter. This is the same kind of bantering we used to do in the morning. I would just say, "How was your day, Lori?" And then I just sit back and sip my coffee, you know, and you take off for 5 minutes. You know.
Well, everything. When I think about it, when I moved to San Francisco, I was less than a year removed from Southern Illinois and the cornfields.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd been in college, but it was also in Southern Illinois. So I was a kid. I was in Candyland in San Francisco. And every time I would go out walking every afternoon until about 10 o'clock at night in San Francisco and never run out of things to impress me, to educate me, to amaze me.
At that time, it was the most beautiful city in America.
Oh,
it was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And things were popping.
You know, it was my hometown, but when I left it and went to New York, places like that, I never thought of it as a great, beautiful town till I came back to it. And then I went,
really?
Wow, I left this?
I know.
You know?
Yeah, because you used to talk about, you know, it being your hometown, and I thought, well, I can't imagine having a city like this as a hometown. Because mine's 7,800 people. You know, I mean, it's you can literally walk from the north to the south in 15 minutes, and east to west as well.
Yeah.
You'd have to have that, you know, cliff, that race walking cliff, but you could do it.
Yeah.
And, you know, and yours, I mean, you grew up there, but I think we tend to take for granted, at least initially, what we grow up with, and then appreciate it after we've been other places.
You know what I just noticed with this in the last week's interview? My background. I made up a special background for you.
You did? I feel so, what is special?
Huh? Wait a minute.
I feel so special.
Oh, hold on a second. Wait a minute. I got to go find it here. I got to be able. Wait a minute. How do I?
Lori's background.
I don't know how I get it here. Hold on a second.
If you could email it to me, I could just carry my phone around like this. Oh,
here we go. Virtual background. There we go. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Here's the background. Here's the background I wanted. There we go.
When you said background, I thought leave out the 90s.
See, that's my this is my Doctor Who background. There.
Oh, you special. We interviewed Doug Adams. Remember?
No, that was not Doctor Who though.
No, that was Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Nicest guy we ever had on that show.
He was a sweetie. So I think Brits, as a rule, are less pretentious, unless they're being pretentious and they want to be. But as a rule, except for the aristocratic class, I think Brits, they have that dry sense of humor that kind of comes off as humility.
Well, Douglas Adams had a sense of humor second to none. I mean, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is absolute ambrosia, you know?
Yeah.
And he was just a funny, just great guy. Just great guy. I loved him. I literally loved him. And then he died.
I know. And he was promoting another one called Dirk Gently Pet Detective?
Yeah. Dirk Gently. I can't remember the second part of the title, but he was like a space traveler or something. You know?
Yeah. In fact, the guy who sold us our house had a Doug Adams tattoo. I mean, it didn't say Douglas Adams, but it was one out of the Hitchhiker's Guide, some reference.
Yeah. Great guy. I think the great thing about doing a morning show like that is all the great people you get to meet,
and the ones that you don't expect to be great and love.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. People that surprise you.
And those who you expect to be wonderful who weren't.
Right, who were just for whatever reason.
One that I remember that comes to mind is Steve Allen.
Oh, he was.
What a boring pain in the.
Or what a rug.
He had a rug, yeah. And I heard this from other people too. and you should be warned if you're ever going to do a show. And Steve Allen, no, he's dead.
Is he?
But
Purgatory.
he literally comes in and wants to take over the whole show, but not just him doing stuff, but like, oh, that mic should be on and this mic should be on, and you know, he's just very bossy. So he knew everything about where everything should be in the proper place for it, and I found him just dreadfully boring.
Yeah, he was very. Let me tell you how it's done. You know, I've been doing radio.
Well, he would start going into some of his television bits, schmack schmack, you know, that kind of crap.
I know. It's like, come on, dude.
I didn't like him. Who else did I like? You hated. Who did you hate? Well, you hated Mark Maron.
I did not like Mark Maron. Of course, he and I, unbeknownst to me at the time, he and I were both struggling with drinking problems. And that may have contributed to it. I felt he was disrespectful to you.
Well, you had the greatest question of any guest on that show, and you said to Mark, who we knew because he was a comic. By the way, Mark, is there anybody in Hollywood you haven't used yet?
Well, he dripped of, that kind of opportunism. I mean, you can smell that on people. And he's done very well, and I like watching him in his acting roles. And I think if I had to narrow it down to one pretty likely thing, it's because he and I were both struggling with alcohol.
Well, I didn't like him either. And neither did Sam Kinison. You know the story,
really?
Don't you?
I don't know the story.
Well, at the Comedy Store in L.A., Mitzi Shore had a house on the hill right behind the Comedy Store, and that's where she would put comics up if they didn't have a place to stay or live or whatever, and you could stay there, okay? Especially if you were playing at the Comedy Store, you could stay there.
That's nurturing.
Sam Kinison so hated Mark Maron that one day he went up and peed all over his bed.
That'll get your attention.
He hated Mark Maron. Just hated him.
Yeah, what I thought was his blatant opportunism was what bothered me. And I felt that he didn't respect the show. Like, he would not even listening. There was the one thing that I remember that galvanized me into going to the manager's office, was that, Maron, you were talking to someone on the phone, and it was going fine. We were having fun. We were establishing a topic of conversation, and he was just reading the Chronicle like he couldn't be bothered to join the conversation. And I said, dude, you're here, and you're here as a guest. So pay some respect to what's going on. Just focus.
Yeah, that's why we have you here.
Yeah, and that's what. And I'm sure if we met now, we'd probably get along fine. But I don't know that. But that was I remember
the kind of asshole person he was. I don't think that goes away.
Really? Well, I think that he's weathered. He seems to have gotten nicer since he's gotten successful, and that's what happens to opportunists. They get to the point where they don't need it, and when they shed that, you can see that there's a somewhat worthwhile.
Well, I give people in that profession, in comedy, the right to be a little bit that way, because it's such a cutthroat business that you're always trying to make it. Okay, you're always trying to seize on every opportunity possible.
Right.
And so that kind of makes sense, all right? I don't hold that against somebody.
Yeah, I guess
he was just overall an overarching asshole.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind being manipulated if you're really good at it. But if I can notice it, I will write you off so fast.
And by the way, if you're finally listening to this, Mark, can I be on your show so I can get publicity for this one?
And I don't sweat stuff.
Well, and there's me taking an opportunity.
Yeah, and I wish him well, and I really do like him in acting roles. So that's good. Yeah. But I mean, opportunism, if you can see it, then that's not a very good opportunist. You know, just
Well,
don't make it
the people that I see on shows and they've done okay, like Kevin Pollak.
He is a good example.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got so gracious,
You
I
weren't
think.
around. You weren't around at the time when I was at KMEL, and he held a roast for me.
Oh
Yeah, he put
no.
together a roast for me. Yeah, yeah.
Was it
I always liked Kevin. As years went on, he kind of became a little distant. And then the last time I met him, he was kind of like, yeah, you used to be my friend, weren't you? You know.
uh
You know.
well
But still, I'm happy for his success.
yeah, he seems to have gotten
And it's not
more comfortable.
it's not a great success, but it's a comfortable success.
Oh, in Maisel, I thought that was such a good. He played that role, Moishi, to the T.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he did really well at that, and he was good in A Few Good Men because he didn't overplay it, he didn't underplay it. Yeah, and
Well, anybody can be better than Tom Cruise.
that guy is still around. He's still doing his push-ups though, because he doesn't look. At least he doesn't look like a joke. You know, I mean, sometimes the roles he takes are. I wonder about.
Yeah.
But but Kevin Pollak has gotten more gracious and more gracious, like at least in interviews that I listened to.
I was just thinking that is there a plane he hasn't jumped out of yet? I mean, you know, in movies. But then I was thinking, when I thought that for a second, I came up with, and this happened a couple of weeks ago, folks, after you've read this, is the guy for the head of the Wagner Group, who died in a plane crash yesterday. Now this is weeks later, folks. Now, so probably other revelations have come out. But the minute a enemy of Vladimir Putin dies in a plane crash, and they say it crashed because something inside the plane exploded.
Yeah.
You go.
That should give you an indicator.
It's got to be Vladimir Putin. He has to have arranged that. And doesn't Vladimir know when he does something like this, everybody goes?
Yeah, I mean, what's he think that people? Oh no, they won't associate. I think it's the lies we tell ourselves.
That's the biggest lie anybody has told themselves.
Well, yeah, nobody will notice.
Yeah.
But, speaking of which, I think those Russian oligarchs, I think I might, in my next life, be a Russian oligarch. I mean, I might have to overcome some initial bias, like, a white chick from the Midwest wouldn't be a good oligarch, but I think that's a bias. So I'm willing to try it.
You're willing to be an oligarch in Russia. Well, first you have to go through Vladimir Putin, who helps you become an oligarch.
Do I get a Learjet? If he would just give me a Learjet right off the bat, I would never have to deal with it.
You want your own Learjet? Is that your thing in life now? You want your own Learjet?
It works for Kid Rock. He said that they'll take his kicking and screaming. Take every cent he has. Just don't take.
I remember the company we had in Topeka, which was Newtek. Well, Newtek at one point bought themselves an airplane because they were in the middle of nowhere, right? They were in Topeka, Kansas, and you had to go to St. Louis to catch an airplane. But if they could have a plane land in, so they bought a plane. Okay?
Yeah,
company could afford it. So they call me up and they go, "Hey, meet us at the airport. We're going to take the plane and we're going to go down to Monterey and have dinner." So I went, "Oh well, got the chance to be in a private plane, right?" So I got the plane, and you know what I did while I was there? When it took off, I had a briefcase. I held the briefcase above my head. and the reason I did it was I know there was no woman who was going to come by and say, "Would you mind putting that under your seat?"
Oh. Oh, show you.
Yeah. So I did everything in the plane I could possibly do. They would never let me do. Oh, smoke? And I had stopped smoking.
Now, are they everything they're cracked up to be? I mean,
well, here's what happened. We went down, and then they had a limousine meet us at the. That's how much money they had. Had a limousine meet us at the airfield. We got in the limousine. The limousine drove off to this restaurant, and I can't remember the name of it now, but it's one of the finest restaurants in Monterey. And we had a really lovely, lovely dinner. And then we go back, and we go to the plane, and the pilot says, I don't think we can take off. There's brake fluid leaking.
Well, go to AutoZone.
And we can't
and buy a step ladder
and we
while you're
can't
at it.
fix that. So what happens? I figure this is going to be one of those kind of things where I go to dinner in Monterey, get back in the plane, go back to the city. I'm at home in time to go to sleep to do the show the next morning, right?
Yeah.
And then I can tell this wonderful story about how. So we get down to the plane. It's got a leak. They can't use it. So they hire 5 limos
To take you to the city?
to take us
From Monterey?
back to San Francisco from Monterey. I get home about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
I think in
man.
time for about 3 hours sleep.
Oh, man. Those
Yeah.
are false mere pretenses, man. I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you. And as far as limousines go, they used to kind of be a big deal too. But like Rob Schneider's line was, "What? Look, I got $80."
Yeah.
Like when someone hires a limousine for their prom or something.
Yeah.
Proms are okay, I think. Proms and limousines are okay.
Proms and limousines. Limousines go with proms. You know.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, like boutonnieres.
What did I do with my prom? I can't remember my prom.
Now, did you go to Tamalpais?
I went to Drake High School.
Drake. Okay, because I met 2 hilarious chicks, sisters from Michigan, on the plane or on the cruise, and one taught at Sacred Heart, and one taught anywhere elsewhere. It's both were private schools.
I'm still trying to figure out how this is going to come around to Tamalpais High School, but go ahead.
Yeah, but she mentioned she knew the salaries of everybody at every school in Marin County. And Mount Tam, she said the principal makes like $140,000. But if you really want to make money, you become the principal of a private school. So it's a little educational inroad.
Oh, really? Oh.
We went to Drake, and we did a live show, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the producer and I got together with your mom, and we found like photos of you in high school. You were a cutie.
Yeah, well, I think it was my anniversary or something of my.
It was a reunion.
A
reunion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to the I went to my 40th reunion, and I pulled up to the boat where it was going to be in a boat that went out around up in where was it? It's not
Angel Island.
No, not Santa Rosa, but another city. Anyway, there's a lot of water there, so they were going to take a boat out. So I get out of the car. I'm at Live 105, and I get out of the car, and I look at the people getting onto the boat, and I immediately get on the phone to my girlfriend at the time, and I start screaming into the phone, "They're nothing but old people."
I know. When you find
and I got back in the car and went home. I didn't go to my reunion because I
Really?
didn't. Well, you see, it'd be one thing if it were like somewhere and I had to deal with them, and then when I didn't want to deal with them anymore, I just say goodbye.
Yeah.
In this case, I'd have to jump in the water. I mean, you can't. When you're on a boat, you're stuck with these people.
That's true. That's very true. That's why I like a cruise that's not huge.
At my at my 30th, I went to my 30th, or it was my 35th, maybe, I don't know, maybe the 35th, and I was there, and I was just standing there, and somebody walks up and says, aren't you Alex Bennett? Yeah.
And you said yes.
Yeah, I said, yeah, kind of. I said, tonight I'm not Alex Bennett, but normally I am Alex Bennett.
Radio.
So.
Yeah, but you know what? That raises a good point, because when you're faced with irrefutable evidence that you're aging just like everybody else, one is aging, I'm aging just like everybody else, it's hard to accept. You can look at a picture and make all kinds of adjustments and rationalizations in your head. I look pretty good, blah, 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 blah. But then when to be called to something like a reunion where you look at these people and you know you're kidding yourself. That
Yeah.
you are aging
Well,
just like they.
well, my ex-wife, who's now my ex-dead wife, Ronnie, um,
He's hyphenate.
asked me once we finally were talking to each other again if I would take her to her reunion. It was for she went
Uh-huh.
she didn't go to Drake. I think she actually went to Tamalpais, if I'm not
Did she?
mistaken. Maybe, yeah. But anyway, it was the a dance and party and reunion and so on. And I went to it, and the thing that hit me was I looked at all the people in this room. You got to realize that we're at a prom, right? We're at a party for people who graduated the same year from a school.
Right.
So if
People who went to your-
you're going to say they have an age, there's a pole here, and they're on either side of that pole, but not that far, maybe 6 months apart.
Uh-huh.
And then you look at the people in this room, and they all look like different ages. Some of them
That's
look 20 years younger than the rest of the people in the room, and others look 20 years older. Aging doesn't have a look to it, you know?
No, it doesn't. It depends on maintenance, how well you take care of yourself, your habits you develop along the way.
I don't care. I disagree with you. Look, I never took care of myself, and look at me.
You're just, I know. You are GQ, baby.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the body can come back from a lot of things, but you have to do some research, and we have no excuse not to do research with the internet. And so, I mean, you can undo some of those bad habits. Believe me, I've had to research.
I think what I'm going to do when I get this lots of money, and I'm going to go and I'm going to have all the work I can done on my face. Okay, all the work possible, so that when I'm dead and lying in the casket, they go, "Oh, gee, he was so young."
Yeah, no. But that is a bruiser of a reality too. I always read the obituaries from my hometown, Calvert Funeral Homes.
Yeah.
So, because I got in the habit, because in San Francisco, if a schoolmate of mine died or if their parents died, I could at least call or send a card.
Yeah.
And it's a small town, and so I'm going through and I'm reading somebody's obituary, and I realized that no one at this point or thereafter will read my obituary and go, "Oh, she was so young," and I couldn't decide.
Well, no. Here's the part I can't stand. You go to a funeral, and you say you walk by the casket, and somebody says, "Gee, doesn't he look great?" And I have to say, "No, he doesn't. He's dead."
Right? He's inanimate.
I don't care what you do to him. He doesn't look great. He looks dead.
Right. Yeah, but his tennis game has suffered a little.
I don't know if he ever got around to doing it, but Paul Krasner, the realist writer, the editor
I
of the
like
realist, told me that when he died, he has it in his will that they put clown face on him with a little red nose. And then tell everybody you can come in and look at the body, but don't say a word to anybody. And everybody would suddenly look at the casket and break out laughing. He said, "That's what I want him to do if I'm dead, is laugh."
Yeah. Well, what would you have? What would you have on your tombstone?
Oh,
I mean,
well, I know already. I mean, I've said it for years. On my tombstone, I want to read, "I told you I was sick."
That's good. I would just like Moteste, which is, I may be pronouncing it wrong. It's French. It's Motjuste. It means the perfect word. The perfect word.
Really?
So basically, you're letting anyone who sees it write your epitaph. And this is going to make us $1 million. We'll make money in our sleep, or like billions. The do-it-yourself funeral, like where you get to conduct your own funeral. You get to pick. A lot of people plan their own funeral, but you get to do it. You get to record it. Like, "Hi, folks."
Oh, you mean do it before you're dead?
Do it before you're dead. Do it and put it on.
Let everybody come and do their little eulogies and all of that.
Well, you could do it that way. That'd be a great way to do it. Or you could just put it, on a file, an audio file, and pause for or you can lead people in song.
Well, I figure we're running a little bit over here, but this is such a good discussion. I don't want to ruin it by bringing it to a close. You know, if I just want people when I'm dead to say nice things about me, but I've decided, I've suddenly realized, I don't think if I died tomorrow anybody would show up to my funeral. I can't.
I would.
Would you come all the way to Florida to dump me in the ground, or if Marjorie has her way, turn me into a crispy critter?
Yes, I would even buy a mini urn to keep some of your Krispies in, your cracklings.
Oh, really? Okay. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we should take this idea on Shark Tank, though. You and I on Shark Tank. Okay. And we just give them the idea of a do it yourself funeral
Yeah.
where you welcome everybody, and you could relive a couple wacky adventures with folks that you anticipate.
Well,
will
how
be
much
there.
money have you made so far on this endeavor? Nothing, because all our clients are dead.
That's right.
Yeah.
We were ahead of our time.
God, I just so enjoy this with you.
Me too, babe.
It just is so refreshing because I can't begin to. I didn't make a list, but if I made a list of all the different stuff we talked about in the last 20 minutes, it would probably be about 10, 15 things. Okay?
Yeah, that's what I love.
And it's just because one thing goes to another, and you're chatty Cathy too. You just, you don't.
I know. I make Kathy Lee Gifford look mute.
Yeah, imagine this woman when she was drunk and having to work with her, though. You think she doesn't shut up now? Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was actually alcohol was one of the few things that helped me calm down just a little.
Well, some mornings you fell asleep. Some mornings you didn't get up, actually.
Not many. That was really when
You know
things
what it
were bad.
was? I gotta say this about you, Laura. You're one of the few people, because I'm very much against alcohol. It just bothers me when people are drunk and so on.
Yeah, it does bother me now.
Yeah. But I gotta tell you, you could do anything, and I would not have had you fired. I forgave a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you did.
And it's because you were that valuable to me, and I liked you that much.
Well, I appreciate that more than you know.
And we didn't talk a lot in the last couple of years because we didn't have this. But now that we
Right.
have this, God, this is fun. Anyway,
This is it. This is our new drug.
Thank you, Lori. How long was this one? Oh, this one was 26 minutes. Okay. Bye.
Bye. I'll see you next time.
Talk to you later.
Now in its 9th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Well, hello everybody. How are you? How are you? How are you? This is Alex. I'm back again. I think for a time. Oh man, I'm telling you what I went through. Ridiculous, just ridiculous. But we're here back again, and let's bring some people here. Got about 4 people waiting to come on here. So we'll just zoom them on here, and let's see. There they go, and there's Charlie, and let's see. Brian Neary is yet to. Brian, where are you? Are you there, Brian? Oh, there he is. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can all fake a problem. There. Anyway, how are y'all, everybody?
Doing good.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're all doing better. First of all, I want to thank Alan. He sent me a cane, and I thought, who's going to need this? And then my leg got worse and worse and worse and worse, and if it weren't for that cane, I probably never could have gotten to the doctor.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, so thank you.
You're welcome.
It was a lifesaver, and it had a hole in it. That's what it was a lifesaver, and we because as of a week ago Tuesday, literally I couldn't walk. I mean, I had turned into an utter cripple, and we went down to this knee doctor, and he shot some crap into my knee, and within 24 hours, it like I had gone to Lourdes and I'd been healed by the Lord, and I could walk again. I'm not walking as well as I did beforehand because I think there is some injury there that I don't know about that, makes the leg weaker.
I hope you're still using the cane.
I'm not using the cane right now, but I'm not going out. You know why I'm not going out?
No. I mean, if you go out
Yeah.
because it'll steady you.
Yeah. You know
And
what?
steady that knee.
Yeah. Do you know what the temperature is out there?
I hear it's a balmy 90 degrees.
In New York, a little more than that. Yeah, it's horrible, but it isn't. Again, it isn't the heat; it's the humidity.
Yeah.
And the humidity just drives me up a wall. So
It's Trump's fault.
yeah. So anyway, here's to you. Plus, I'm tired all the time too because this thing really made me tired. It was like let's see how many days I did. A whole week after it was. I didn't go to the doctor till a week after I had fallen on the leg and twisted it or did whatever I did to it. And in that intervening time, I mean, it was just painful and exhausting that I just, So I decided last week that I was going to take the week off. And something, I could have taken another week off. In fact, I could have taken another year off. But,
Oh, you would miss us.
What are we gonna do? Geez, I gotta spend time with the family and all this stuff.
Yeah, really.
that would be
They,
horrible.
they thought something was wrong. I said, "Why are you spending so much time with us?"
Right. It happens when the internet goes down. They're nice people, I found out, but
Yeah.
it's family.
But anyway, so I've been trying to get over that, and I'm just tired all the time. I'm tired because the house isn't hot back here because we air condition it, but in the front, it is just unbearable. The humidity is just unrelenting. Now I don't have to tell Charlie this. I mean, Charlie's going, "You got it easy," But because I know that down in that part of the world, it's not only hot, but it is humid. It's just unrelenting humidity, and that's what I've been, that's what's been going on here, and I can't go out and try and walk this off a little bit and try and get the leg going again, and all of that because the weather. So I may go to the doctor said to go to physical therapy, do a little physical therapy. So I'm thinking of doing that,
I do that all the time.
You do that all the time, yeah.
Yeah,
Once
but
a
he
week.
doesn't have Pam to do it with like you do.
Yeah, but I see the thing I don't like about physical therapy is it's a medical situation in which it's a medical situation in which they give you homework, and I hate that. I want to say, okay, we'll do this all here. Okay, I'll move my legs, do this, do that. And they go, now you go home, do all of these twice a day. Wait a minute, hold on a second. I don't want to go home and do that. I want to go home and lie in the bed and watch TV, then come back to you and exercise. So, I don't know. Hi, Steve Fox.
Hey there. How's it going?
Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but up on the Gabnet page, I, for the time being, put a link to your channel.
You did?
Yes.
Yes.
If you go to gabnet.net right now, over on the right-hand side of the page, you will see a link to your Steve Fox's what's it called?
Oh, that's cool of you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Not only is there a link, but when gabnet.net loads, it automatically starts playing the music from your link.
Does it really?
On my site, it does at least. Yeah,
Well, it doesn't on mine, but
it's nice music.
Well, Alan, you've been blessed.
yeah.
Thank you.
I'll keep it up for a while. I don't know how long I'll keep it up there, but I just
Oh, well,
figured we'd
thanks.
do it for you. I saw that it was easy enough to do, so I'd do it. So I did.
God, I wish I had a closet like the closet behind Steve Fox that isn't cluttered with all kinds of crap.
Oh, you should see this place,
Yeah, I'm observant.
huh?
No, I said I'm observant. No, I got stuff all over the place.
I mean, not this room. not the one that's back here,
Right.
but this is a green screen, you know.
Right.
You got a bunch of DVDs and things back there, right?
Yeah, right. But if you saw either side, I mean, it's, you know, this is where we put all my sins, you know, the sins of my life here. So, anyway, so what's been happening? Anything? Anybody want? You know what? You know what happens? I'm sick of this. I mentioned this on the Monday show too. Marjorie listens to MSNBC all the time. She just lies there in bed. She vegetates because she's got a bad back, and she watches MSNBC. Oh, I like Nicole Wallace, and I like her, this woman, and that Katie Tur, and Tur, who only became a broadcaster, get even with all those kids who played with the name Katie Tur at school, all I hear every now and then, I miss every other word that's coming out of the TV set because I'm in here, but I can hear the TV set, and I hear Trump. I thought one time I'd spend a whole hour watching MSNBC and I see how many times they mention the word Trump in a given hour. And they're making the same mistake they made back in 2016. They're getting this guy elected. You know?
Basically.
Huh?
Basically, because even on KQED, same thing. I could just sit there for a whole shift and it's Trump. Yeah, the same thing.
And everybody thinks that they're hurting Trump when they're doing it, but they're not.
I like that people are looking into the 14th Amendment that says that if he's, I don't know what it says. Ask Charlie.
What do you mean?
14th Amendment says that if you ever participated in an insurrection or any kind of treasonous activity toward the government, you cannot serve as an elected official.
Really?
That's what Trump did on January 6, 2021.
Yeah, but he hasn't been found guilty of it.
You don't have to be found guilty. It just said you had to participate. It doesn't say you had to be found guilty.
That's right.
And there are actually Republicans that are bringing this up now.
Some of the states are considering leaving him off the ballot.
Off the ballot because of that.
Really?
It'll be fought in the Supreme Court. They all admit that, but.
And he will claim that he's being denied his American rights to run for office and, blah, 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 blah.
You don't have the right to do an insurrection.
No, you don't have a right to do an insurrection, but that's really something you kind of got to prove. Did he cause the insurrection? I think he did, but that's just me.
He caused it. He just has to participate in it.
He participated in it.
You don't have to be the leader. All you have to do is participate in it.
Did he participate in it, though, technically?
Sure he did. He refused to send the National Guard for 3.5 hours. That's participating in it.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying, you see, I want all of that to be true. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to come up with the arguments they're going to throw back at you,
Well, the 14th Amendment is pretty clear.
Yeah. So you say Republicans are doing this?
Yes, Republicans are doing it.
See, I just...
Fox News has brought that up.
Yep, absolutely.
The thing that I question in all of this is his participation in it. We can question whether that was participation or not. I mean, it can be argued.
Fake electors, he definitely participated.
Well, can they stop him? But can they stop him from running for president in a primary or an election? Only because they've accused him of that and thought that he did that, and we all agree he did that. But that's you and me. But that's not, his people. They won't agree with that.
How about if we look at the leader of the Proud Boys, some Latino guy who got sentenced to 18 years yesterday and was not even there. So if he wasn't there and he can get sentenced to 18 years for the
Actually,
insurrection.
didn't he get more than anybody else has gotten so
Yeah.
far?
It was
Maybe
22, isn't it?
22,
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody got
Yeah.
22 and
Yeah.
Yeah.
he got 18, and I don't know.
Well, what this
The
guy
one guy wasn't there.
Well, yeah, but what he was doing is he was organizing it.
Yep.
You know, he may not have been there, but he was organizing it.
And so that's where Trump's at too.
Yeah.
He
Well,
was
Trump
in the
organized the
organization.
fake electors.
The fake electors.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's another story altogether. That's not the.
That's still part of the insurrection. They tried to overturn.
You see,
a fair
it's not that I don't want
election.
any of this to be true, and I don't want to hope that any of this will come to bear and keep him from running for office. But okay, you know, I also don't want to be able to see a situation in which everybody's arguing with everybody else and nobody really knows what to do with this. You know.
Well, some of the Secretary of States, like the Secretary of State of Michigan, she's a lawyer, a criminal lawyer, I think, and she said that they're talking about leaving him off the ballot.
I think
and letting
Colorado's another one.
and letting it move up to the Supreme Court. If he's off the ballot, he can maybe run in 2028 if they agree with him, because in 2024 or next year he won't be able to be nominated.
In
Who would they
2020,
put on the ballot? Who would they put on the ballot then?
yeah.
All
If
the
you
other
leave it
Republicans.
There's no law that says you have to have a Republican running for
Can't
every
you
office.
write in? Can't you write in a name?
Anybody can write in a name anytime.
Well, I mean, if that happens, he's going to say it's a witch hunt. Everybody write my name in it, and then it's the same thing.
Well, yeah, that can happen.
But that doesn't mean he's going to get elected.
You have to realize the power that Donald Trump has with morons.
Exactly.
No, really, I'm serious.
Yes. No.
That he can lead them around by their nose, and they're happy to do it.
Yeah.
You know.
And those morons have one way of thinking, and they're thinking to vote for Trump, and they don't say anything that is going to deter them from doing that. He has the biggest core and base of people who are going to vote for him, and like you're saying, they're morons, and they don't understand all the stuff that's going on and
Well,
why he's
you
being
know,
charged and all
I-
this stuff. So
I-
they'll still vote for
I
him.
hear them say things. I hear them say things like, Donald Trump is the best president we ever had.
Yes.
He did so much for this country. And I'm
Ask
trying
him
to
what?
think. I'm trying to name one thing he did for this country while he was president.
Ask one of those morons that question and see what
They
they come
never
up
have
with.
an answer.
They can't.
They don't have an answer.
There is no answer.
Gas wasn't that high. The economy is terrible now. They just they ramble off the same things that he says all the time.
Yeah.
No facts.
It's a witch hunt.
Yes, the witch.
Forget the gas was almost $4 a gallon before COVID. It only dropped because people quit driving for COVID.
But Trump will say it, and then his morons say that's the
Yeah,
truth.
but you know, here's the thing about Donald Trump, and I was thinking about this the other day. He goes out, he gives a speech, okay? He gets all his minions together, and they're all there. Yay, 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 lock her up, whatever you think you chant, okay? And he gives all these speeches, and he says all these things, but there's nothing in the speech about what he's going to do for America if he's elected president. Not one word. It's all about they're trying to get me, they're trying to lock me up, they're trying to shut me up, I'm doing this for you. But wait a minute, aren't you going to tell me what you're going to do to, bring down prices? Just that. Just say what you're going to do. But
it's
there's
the same. I bet you if his next public thing when he's running, all these speeches, they're the exact same speech he's been doing. Then these guys keep saying they're going to take Steve Fox and my cars away, and it's going to be all electric, and they're going to take all of the classic cars away. They're going to just take them. Biden's going to take them away from us. And that was like, I'm going.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what are you going to say? What are you going to do? I mean, the fact is that he just never in his speeches tells us what he's going to do to make things better. Okay, what are you going to do, Donald, to bring prices down? Okay?
For all those coal jobs he was going to bring back, where are they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You have 4 years to bring them back.
4 years to bring back what?
The coal job. Remember in 2016, he was promising all those people in West Virginia he was going to bring back all those coal jobs.
Okay.
They're still unemployed and they have no health care because of him.
They show these memes. They show like some, and no offense to anybody who has a trailer in a trailer park, but he shows like, you know, like a really rundown, you know, mobile home. I mean, just windows knocked out and all that stuff, and it has a Trump flag on the outside.
Oh God!
It's like, as Trump is just giving more money to all his rich friends and you know, tax breaks and all this stuff and charging these other people more, these morons still keep voting for him. Oh
well, the only thing that these people know about Donald Trump is he was on TV.
Yeah,
That's it.
You know, that's it. Plain and simple. You know. So.
And he keeps stealing from everybody, you know, never surrender, and then the whole, you know, make America great again. He keeps stealing these lines from other people, and
well, make America great again was Ronald Reagan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But these guys don't know that, and they wear the hats and all this stupid stuff, and it's like, you ask any of those guys who, you know, what other prominent president said that, and they have no idea.
Well, if you believe that Ronald Reagan was a great president, which I think you'd be stupid in thinking, but go ahead and think it if you want to, he was out to make America great again. If he was that great a president, I guess he made America great again. So nobody needs to make it great again. They need to do something else with it.
So, as I've told you guys before, my mom passed away when I was young. When I was 13. So I was getting $450 after high school a month. And as long as you kept in school, you would get that. And so I was going to college, just graduated. And then, Reagan cut all that stuff.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he was too great.
No, he never was.
Reagan's why I have to pay $500 or $600 every year on my Social Security. Before Reagan, so you were not taxed for your Social Security.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well,
Wait a minute. I don't pay taxes on my Social Security.
Yes, you do.
I do.
No, you don't, because you don't have. Well, if you have outside income, you sure as hell do. That's because of my umpiring. I have to pay tax on my Social Security.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't have outside income.
Well, I mean, I
That's
get Social
The stuff
Security.
I do is volunteer.
I get Social Security, but if you make over, what is the
97,000.
What?
No, if you make over $14,000 in outside income, you have to start paying taxes on your Social Security.
So that's how that works.
Yeah. And I get $25,000 just on my pension, and then my umpire on top of that.
Can I ask you a question? Is it age 62 is the first year you could take it, and then what, 70 is the max or something like that? Maybe it's 67 now, but
70 is the max that you have to start taking after age 70.
So after 70, are you still taxed?
Yes, if you make money outside your Social Security, you make more than.
Let's say you've got stock, and the stock makes a lot of money. You're going to have the amount of money you make total added to it is the Social Security. Now, if all you make is the Social Security, probably going to be okay, I guess.
Yeah, you don't pay taxes on that. But my pension alone is enough for me to make.
Here's the best part. I am about to inherit money. And my business manager gave me the good news. He says, you're not going to have to pay taxes on that. It's tax-free.
Right.
And the reason it's tax-free is because it's money that this person had that he already paid taxes on. So consequently, when you get an inheritance, you don't have to pay money on it.
The only thing that I know
You have
of
to pay taxes on it.
that changes on that is if you
I
inherit.
think there's a limit, like $14 million or something.
Well, I didn't inherit $14 million.
You better not. Better not leave us here and you get $14 million.
I think it was 13. I think it's 13 million. So I think I'm safe. So,
We got to make a trip to New York.
If you
So that's
die,
the death tax that the Republicans are always crying about. You inherit money, you got to pay taxes on it. And every time a Republican get in power, they raise that limit before you start paying taxes on it.
Yeah, well,
At
I
least
mean,
they're doing something good.
yeah, but you don't.
Yeah, if you're Walmart or somebody, yeah.
Yeah. So
The rest of us, it doesn't affect us at all.
I'm sorry, but if you pass away, Alex, and we find out there's $13 million in your account, I'm gonna be really mad at you. Just to let you know.
Okay, well, yeah, that'd be my ultimate fuck you to you.
Ryan, there's a letter for you, and there's gonna be, oh, by the way, here's my bank account. F you. Yeah.
But these things go into probate, by the way, and I'm figuring I want to be able to live long enough to get it. But this probate's I don't know how long it takes, you know.
You can avoid probate. You
No,
can't avoid the taxes, but you can avoid the probate by having a living will.
He had a living will.
Huh?
He had a living will, and
really?
you have to pay taxes.
Right.
You
Right,
you
that's
have
what
to
I
you,
just
you have to
said.
go. It goes into probate if the estate is worth more than $50,000.
They have some commercial on the radio all the time and saying about how if somebody dies, then if you inherit their house, you have to pay taxes on the current value of that house. So then there's something the lawyer says, oh, come to me and I can show you how you don't have to do that before they die and all.
Well, I would imagine if you inherit property, which is fluid, okay, and maybe they bought the house for a certain amount, and then it matured, and now it's worth more, but there have never been any taxes applied to it because it never got sold.
Exactly, yeah.
See, if it got sold, then that lump of money is there, and they then paid taxes on that money, and then that money goes into the will, then that money is, of course, non-taxable. But if it's all,
Yeah.
But I said to my business manager, "Wow, that's terrific. A lot of non-taxable money there." But I wonder if I'm going to get it before I drop dead.
That
so-
always sucks, doesn't it? You get a big inheritance when you're older, and you're fortunate you're able to travel. So
Well, I mean, my feeling is I'm going to spend it all. Not something.
would
If
love to
I
win.
got this when I was in my 50s, no, I would have put it in the bank and saved it and invested it and done things with it. But because at our age, we're just gonna blow it like crazy, So,
Yep.
Whatever. So
You could do that whole funeral thing that Laura and you were talking about.
yeah, that was cute.
Yeah.
What was
That was-
I forgot what we said. What did we say?
Oh, you're the one that's going to be doing the whole service. So
Yeah,
when
you already
yeah.
pre-record all this stuff, and so you welcome the people to the funeral.
Well, I say, okay, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, we knew one guy at work was dying, and he had pancreatic cancer, but he was going through something, and he actually had a big celebration before he passed away. And he went and talked to people, talked to people and tell them what they meant in their life, his life, and all the stuff. Crazy to watch that, So
Well, I always thought it would be kind of nice to go kind of slowly, so that you can go say goodbye to everybody. I mean, I read about people like Ingrid Bergman, Audrey Hepburn was another one who did it. Went back to their home countries and went back to say goodbye to everybody. You also have time to make peace with people. So, in a way, having some time before you die to kind of put a period on your life, it's not the worst thing in the world.
I don't know. It depends on how sick you are.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. But who did I see was dying of pancreatic cancer? Oh, God, I'm trying to remember the story. Oh well. Oh, by the way, I was watching on YouTube. There are endless videos of Rodney Dangerfield, and I got to tell you, some of his stuff was just downright hilarious.
A lot of it was.
Yeah.
And the best one I heard in the last week was he said, my wife left me for my best friend. Now I don't have a wife anymore and I don't have a dog.
I like the one
Isn't that
where
a great
he says,
joke?
where I like the one where he says my wife comes running in the house and she's all excited and I ask her what's happened. She says somebody's just stole my car. And he said, "Did you get a description?" She says, "No, but I got the license plate." Oh, come on.
I don't think that's
It's
as funny
her car.
as I lost my wife
It's her car, sorry. Of course she would have a license plate.
The screen froze.
It did?
No.
Or he's got another one. He says, "My wife ran into a tree." I said, "What the hell? How did you miss this tree?" She said, "It's not my fault. I honked first." Well, this is a tough crowd.
No. Rodney's not telling it.
Yeah.
You're right.
I picked a joke. I picked a joke that I could do.
Oh, let me adjust my
a
tie.
I picked a joke I could do, and that was a fairly simple one.
Well, the two jokes
I lost my
took
wife to
there
my best
is
friend.
this.
Now I've lost my wife and my dog. That's it. It's perfect joke.
What about when he says, "My dog wants me to mate him"? No, I'll never mate him. Let him go through what I go through. Oh, come on.
I have a suggestion.
I tell these jokes to a lot of people and they laugh about it.
I have a suggestion to you.
Oh, what's that? Stop telling jokes.
Stop telling jokes.
On Alex's show, nobody has a sense of humor here.
Well, no, I mean, if you're going to tell jokes, you have to have timing, and what you lack is timing.
It's like what's in this closet back
My
here.
girlfriend used to say that all the time.
What?
What? Now you can't remember what you said. Timing, that I lost timing.
Yeah. Well, anyway. So let me see here. So we're talking. So anyway, I hear Trump all the time. And you said it's the same over there, KQED.
Pretty much, yeah.
And they all
BBC saying it all.
They
over
all
the
think
place.
they're working at a great end here to defeat Trump, and they're not.
No, they're working to get ratings. They think it'll give them ratings.
Well, actually, MSNBC has great ratings as a result of all of Trump's woes. So
hypothetically, when you look at all this, with everything that's happening, what do you think the outcome is going to be?
Well, I don't really know. I can't say. Okay, I don't know how it's going to turn out. But I do think that I'm worried about Biden and his age factor. People are really making a big deal out of the age now. And they really probably shouldn't be, because number one, it's ageist. Okay? And being ageist, it's just not to say that he's not capable of being a president because of his age. Yes, he stumbles. How can I put it? He doesn't. He kind of stutters when he speaks, but he always stuttered. He was a stutterer when he was younger. It only gotten worse as he's gotten older, actually.
Good deal.
But the question is, can he do his job? And apparently he can. He goes to work every day. He does it.
He does a lot more than Trump did in 4 years.
Oh yeah. I mean, he takes it seriously, and he's doing the work that's got to be done. And he has lowered prices, and the gas prices are better, and a lot of things are better under him. Although nobody will say so, because he's so old, can't do any of this. He's just doddering,
But then again, what's the age difference between Trump and Biden?
About 3 years, I think, something like that.
3 years. That's all.
Hello.
Yeah, but I mean, Trump is an egotistical moron.
And he can't speak a coherent sentence either.
Oh no,
Give him a break.
no! If he would give better speeches.
Yeah.
He can't even read a teleprompter. I mean,
Well, when you're the smartest man in the world, like you proclaim.
But I just think that the problem with Biden is its perception. And I don't know if we're going to be able to get past that perception that the American public has of him.
but the press keeps talking about Biden's gaffes, and they ignore all the Trumps.
Hmm.
Yeah, well, I'd just like to keep showing that video of him going up on Air Force One with toilet paper on his shoe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or him trying to stumble down that ramp and almost falling on his face.
I think we've got enough of stuff with him that could be shown end to end that would make him look dotted.
Or when he's drawing on a
weather map.
Yeah, and the way the storm's going to go, it's going to the east, but he says it's going to go to the west.
Maybe we just make a deal with the Republicans. Trump won't run and Biden won't run. Do the little pinky thing, and then we just start fresh.
Mm-hmm. So who have we got?
Yeah.
You got to tell Newsom to step up.
Well, I think the Democrats will grab Newsom. There's no question about it.
Yeah, and I think the Republicans grabbed DeSantis.
I don't think so. I think he's proving that he does not have what he doesn't have. Okay, is he has nothing actually, but what he doesn't have is a likability factor.
Right.
There's just something very unlikable about him, and it's not because I'm a Democrat and he's a Republican. He's just not likable. There's nothing really likable there. So what do we do? You know. So
Keep him in his, Florida.
What?
See, he should stay in Florida.
Well, Florida deserves him.
Yeah.
You know, but he's just not. He's not likable. And then you got this. What's his name? Ratsaswamy, or what's his name?
Yeah.
I don't know. That moron. Jeez Almighty. You
I'll
know.
pardon him.
Huh?
Yeah, he'll pardon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is the guy that Phil thinks can beat Biden, that Phil's going to vote for.
Oh no, he's already on the losing end. He's already started losing like crazy. You know.
I said that to Phil, and he says, what survey are you listening to? He's going to beat Trump. He'll be better than Trump and everything. I don't know. He's got a lot of problems.
No,
ignores reality.
I hope he runs against Biden. He would lose horribly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I worry about, and then I worry about one other factor, and that's Kamala Harris. I just don't know that he should be running with her again, because America doesn't have a lot of faith in Kamala Harris. Now I don't know why. I don't think she's that bad.
I don't know why either.
You know, but she does not have a good. He doesn't have a good Q rating. Let's put it that way.
You didn't have her as an attorney general in California. If you did, you might understand more about it.
Was she good?
No, not at all. She was horrible in San Francisco, and then horrible for the state. But for Biden, she's multiracial, multi-race. It's not what I want to say. But it's a woman, and you know, she's a lawyer, and so I mean, a lot of lawyers have made part.
Yeah, but can't we come up with somebody else who's more likable? I mean, she's carrying too much baggage, you know.
I would agree.
And that problem is, you got at his age, you've got a vice president, and you have to say, well, you know, if something bad happens, which it could,
And the backup.
the possibilities increase with Biden's age.
Oh yeah.
That will she be able to take over and run the country? Now, I don't know. I don't have the confidence that she could do a great job.
No.
All right. So he should have somebody he's running with that you feel, hey, you know, if Biden goes, I feel comfortable with that person. Like, for instance, I'll tell you, best thing ever happened to this country is when Kennedy died and LBJ became president. There was nobody more ready to be president of the United States than LBJ.
Yep.
And so, you know, the country felt a certain confidence with LBJ. They didn't go, oh, God, this moron is president.
Do you think Biden would lose votes because he kept Kamala?
I think that the argument would be, listen, he's not young, he's old. He could die in office. There's always that possibility, or become incapacitated in office. And the replacement is Kamala. Now, can you live with that? Could you live with it?
Better than Trump.
Yeah.
Better than Trump is not the answer I think I want to hear here.
Let's go
Better
back
than
to.
any of those Republicans.
I mean,
Well, how about who took that? Was it George H.W. Bush that took another idiot? From Indiana. What's his name?
Potato Head.
What?
Dan Quayle.
Yeah,
Potato.
Dan Quayle. Could you imagine him have been president? He had a good grasp of the English.
well, let's see.
language.
He was president when he's vice president when who was president?
H.W. Bush.
H.W. Bush.
H.W. Bush.
Yeah. Well, he was insurance against assassination.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, no shit.
I mean, Quayle certainly, nobody ever figured that he would easily become president, And after it was all over, what do we ever hear from Dan Quayle again?
Is he alive still?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
he's
happened to
still
him?
alive. Well, I told you
Yeah,
this.
he's
I
still
told you
alive.
my story. I've told this a dozen times. That during the Loma Prieta quake, when the marina was in ruins, who did they send? Who did Bush send to shore
Quayle.
us up and make us feel good? Dan Quayle. And so I go out my front door, and Dan Quayle is like a block down the street, and he's standing on this big box looking at the ruins. And it was a good opportunity because that particular building had completely fallen to the ground. And then he turns around and he gets into a car, and then I'm standing there on the street corner, and a car goes past us, and some people are like booing it because they can't stand Dan Quayle. And somebody in the middle of all of it, as he's turning the corner, yells out, "Look, Alex Bennett."
I was there, but it wasn't me.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, my friend and I told the story too. My friend and I hopped in my friend's Yugo. My friend had a turbo Yugo. So
Yugo.
A turbo Yugo.
I had a little scoop on the hood. So we went up to my business closed. He was up the street. I went up to his house, and he said, "Let's go up the city." So we went up to the city. And Burlingame, they had a collapse, like not collapse, but the elevator thing at one of the hotels. Then we went up there, and the best thing about the Yugo was the parking was easy. Parked, and then we cruised around. We went through one barricade around one, and we saw Quayle. Quayle was there. Yeah.
I've got to do something. You guys talk to each other. I have to go get my phone because I got to show you what I got today. Okay? I'll be right back. It's in the other room.
A rubber tip for your cane. No.
So, Brian, you coming to the show tomorrow?
Which one?
Alamo.
No. Oh no! No.
No,
No,
the Danville one's
where?
on Sunday, but
Tomorrow.
Alamo's tomorrow.
Alamo is that what's Phil's going?
4 to 8, and
Send me the info because I'll be coming back from. Is that at nighttime, right?
Last time I checked, the Alamo was in San Antonio.
No.
you're right.
That was the Alamo. No.
Send me the info because I'll be in Lodi tomorrow, and then I'll be driving home. And let me see. Maybe I'll stop by on the way home.
Okay.
Man, Phil's
By the
not
way,
playing his card till Sunday.
I know. But there's Willow Glen has a huge car show on Sunday, so I'm going to.
Oh,
With my
well,
34,
I'm
right?
gone. I thought you'd either start talking sports or about cars, so I was right.
It was
You
cars.
guys- It's cars.
We were so infatuated with that Yugo.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's this new program that we downloaded today, and it's called Citizen. And what it does is it tells you in your neighborhood the crimes that are occurring.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's all I need to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
I wouldn't call it a new app. It's
Well,
been
let's
around
see here.
for
On
years.
Madison Avenue, there's a report of a break-in at a construction site going on right now. And then let's see here. Report of an apartment break-in. That's on West 111th Street. That's just right near us here.
What about missing dogs and missing cats?
Oh, wait a minute. Shots fired
Oh,
on Lenox Avenue. Let's see here. Police activity. Police are responding to a report of a person who may need assistance. Let's see here. A 9/11 caller reported an unconfirmed incident at 1940 Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Boulevard.
Is that close?
It's near
I'm
your house.
in 1925.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a Ring. So Ring has like the area all this stuff happens. So,
Yeah.
but most of it is like missing dogs or found dogs and found cats. I don't know how these dogs get found all the time. 2 found Yorkies. A random guy checking doors at midnight in Woods apartments. And then whenever people see like a bunch of police, they start posting on here like, what's happening at Skylark and Wren? I saw many police cars. I drove away. Oh my God. Missing cat.
Mm-hmm.
Missing cats all the time. Oh my God.
Well, I don't know where it has it now, but earlier in the day, they had the fact that there were 29 people in my neighborhood who had police records.
Ooh.
Oh gosh.
Right.
Wow.
I mean, this is
You think
very.
that
This
would be
is
confidential.
This is very depressing.
No
You
wonder
know?
you stay home.
Huh? Yeah, and if I want to pay $24 a month, I can get the full.
Gosh.
Yes.
And
Too
let's
much.
see here. They say that there are 1.5K users within 0.2 miles who are using this. So, anyway, we're having a report of an apartment fire. Yeah. Okay.
Downstairs in the building.
A pedestrian hit and run reported on 7th Avenue downtown. But anyway, so it's called Citizen, and you can probably get it right for your own neighborhood.
I'm downloading it as we speak. I used to have it. It was crap. But I'll try it again.
Well, I mean, it's depressing. It makes you realize, you know. But anyway. Oh, listen, for people who use GabNet, the on-demand isn't working. What isn't working is the thing I use to get it together, coalesce it, and make what we call an XML file that then tells you where to go and blah, 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 blah. That system isn't working. I pay for it, and it's all of a sudden it's just, it won't log me in. So, and I have no idea why, because I haven't changed anything, okay? 2 days ago it was working. And Jack Bishop will be on tonight. He was not on last night. And I looked over and I saw that he wasn't on. I called him and I said, "Why aren't you on?" And he said, "Because I read something online that that GabNet wasn't going to be on today."
Oh, geez,
And
I had a long talk with him on Monday, and he said, "Yeah,
no show.
Alex said we're not on."
What do you mean? I didn't say that at all.
That's what he told
I
us.
told him, where did Alex say it? Because I looked at your Facebook page and there
Yeah.
wasn't anything there.
It wasn't on my
about it.
Facebook page and it wasn't on gabnet.net. So he said, "Well, I'll find it." I could go ahead. You know, it just doesn't exist. No, he wrote me and said, "Should I take Monday off?" And I said, "That's up to you. You know, it's up to you." And that was all that I had on a discussion on the weather. But Tuesday, of course, he's always on Tuesday. So anyway, he'll be on tonight, I'm sure. Otherwise, he'll hear from me.
Fire him.
Yeah, fire him.
Smoke 'em.
All right.
Doctor's pay.
I'll dock his pay. I'll dock his pay. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Anyway, so he's going to be on tonight. So, and he never did send me that thing that supposedly was posted that said we weren't going to have GabNet last night.
He must have.
Yeah. You know what I don't understand? You want to talk about morons? I mean, we have a lot of morons. They're Trump morons, you know, those morons. But you know who I think are the bigger morons? Anybody that decides to go on a plane over a 3-day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Isn't it just easier to stay home? You know, and if you want to go away for a 3-day weekend, take a Friday off at work and get on a plane when nobody else is trying to get on a plane. But all these planes go bad at the same time. And TWA, I think, had an outage of computers. They had to ground all their planes for a couple of hours, you know. So, I mean, come on, folks. Let's have some sense about this. Like, I don't even want to get on an airplane, period, for any reason. I'm going to have to, but I don't want to. And if I do it, I'm going to do it on a weekend that nobody else is going on airplanes. You know. So, how's everything at work, Steve?
It's doing all right, you know. Just keeping it going, I guess.
Yeah. What do you do now? You announce.
I've announced, yeah.
What do you announce in particular?
On the, you know, when you listen to NPR stations, I'm the announcer on there between the shows. When like Fresh Air takes a break, and then I come on saying, you know, support for KQED comes from, and talk about whatever else is coming on the show.
Is most of your stuff scripted, or do you ad-lib it?
No. Well, I'd love to ad-lib it, but the weather is the only thing you could ad-lib, but that's about it. But yeah, it's all scripted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have so much time to do it because you are at the second of.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's this exact time all the way through. It's an art.
Yeah, but you're not like the guys that used to work here in New York in the announce booths at the TV stations. That only once every half hour did they have to do anything, and all they had to do was go, Channel 7, New York.
A booth announcer.
Then they would leave the booth. They would go down to the bar, because there was a bar on the floor of every radio station, because they knew a television station, and then they would get a little drunk. They would go back up, and they'd put their hand to their ear again on the hour and go, Channel 7, New York. And then they would go back down to the bar. And what I always used to find a lot of fun was to watch these stations sign off at like 2 in the morning when these guys were pissed drunk.
Oh my God.
And couldn't even get it out. This is Channel 7 New York. Here's our national anthem. You know?
Yeah. Well, who was the guy on Channel 44? I mean, he was the one that was.
His name was. I'm trying to remember his name now because I had him on my special, and he was the voice of Channel 44.
Yeah.
Yeah.
KBHK TV 44, San Francisco.
Channel 12 on. Channel 12 on most systems.
Cable Channel 12 or something like that.
Cable Channel 12
on most network. Most cable nets.
I'm trying to remember his name because Darwin Gillette.
Oh, that's who it is.
Darwin Gillette. I remembered that. My brain hasn't gone that bad. But Darwin Gillette was the voice of Channel 44, and I used him in my special as a talking toilet.
Channel 44 here in the Bay Area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
You'll have to post that sometime.
I would post it, and I have. Actually, it's up somewhere. I think I put it up on YouTube. As a matter of fact, I call it the worst television special ever made. And it was. It was terrible. It was just horrible. It was and I did a couple of shows for Channel 44, which were comedy shows. And they were fine. They were good. They were really good. But then we decided to do one which was just me.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. And it just didn't work. I hired a comedy writer, and he just wrote some terrible comedy. Just horrible. And
was it a comedian? Was it a comedian that wrote that?
Martin Higgins, his name. Marty Higgins. Yeah. And it just didn't work. It was just horrible. It is just embarrassingly bad. But what happened, what came out of it is that I realized that there was one segment in the show where I was just walking down the street, and talking to people and doing stuff like that, and that worked. Okay. And then and certain things that I did in this, and so I then went on and started doing the stuff for Channel 7 on Log On TV, and that's where I won my Emmy, was for, because I kind of figured that I could do certain things that would work. And that, so what came out of that were some of the things that would work. Actually, I won my sports Emmy because I did that kind of thing with sports.
Right.
And I did it, and I won the whole special one, actually. And we all got Emmys. That's how I have my sports Emmy. And I'm not giving it back either.
Before we leave, we need to recognize something in this group today. We need to recognize Charlie's new favorite shirt.
Oh, let's see here. What does this say?
So he posted on Facebook that this is his favorite shirt, so we need to recognize it
This is
tonight.
what I got today.
Read it to us.
I'm into fitness. Fitness beer in my belly.
That's a good one. I like.
Oh boy, you're kind of changing the nature of your shirts. They used to be scientific and really smart.
That's scientific.
Huh?
That's scientific.
I imagine it is. Yeah, one thing.
It's
or
like
another.
me. I'm on a seafood diet. I only seafood I eat.
I don't think that's how the joke goes, but
Oh, okay.
On that note, oh my God.
no, I'm on a seafood diet. I see food and I eat it.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
the
that sounds
joke.
good too.
You don't have to complicate
Phil
it.
told it to me. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't say that.
He didn't say it? Oh, okay. I haven't heard from Phil in a long time.
Oh,
Maybe he'll come on tomorrow night.
no.
No. Anyway, hey, listen, I may as well start playing the theme. Why not, huh? Yeah? You can't hear it, but I can, and so can the audience, and so we're playing it. Anyway, listen, I want to thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you very much, Jeff. Good having you here, as always. Alan, your timing is impeccable.
There's a joke there somewhere.
With the cane it was.
You know who has the best timing I've ever seen? Barack Obama has great timing. Amazing. Just amazing. When it comes down to being funny. Yes, thank you so much, Brian. Good seeing you again.
We miss you.
Yeah, I hope you missed me.
Yep, we did.
And I'm kind of glad to be back. I was feeling a little tired tonight, and I'm feeling invigorated. Charlie Wallace, do I look healthy, everybody? Do I look healthy? Okay.
You look beautiful. Yeah.
I don't
You
look
can run for vice
unhealthy.
president.
I don't look unhealthy. I don't look like Mitch McConnell, do I? No. Okay. And Steve Fox, always a pleasure to have you here. Everybody, give a big wave goodbye, and I'll give a wave. See, there I went. A big wave goodbye back at you, okay? There they go, folks. There's our citizen panel for tonight. I'm Alex Bennett. Jack Bishop is next. He's here with The Intersection. Listen to him closely because I don't know if I'm going to be able to post the shows tonight. But in any event, it's been good having you here, and we'll see you again tomorrow night. Jack Bishop, you can call him, by the way, on Skype at Gabnet Live. I'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same station in life. In the meantime, as always, if you see her, tell her I love her, okay? Good night, everybody.